XLeads versus the other wholesaling software companies. What is going on, guys? Zach Ginn here.
Rick Ginn here.
And in today's video, I want to compare XLeads with every single wholesaling software company out here. Now, we're not going to explicitly mention every wholesaling software company by name. You can tell who the industry experts are or the industry leaders, but really it's not to bash another wholesaling software, but just to compare what the average wholesaling software has compared to us. I'm not going to go say, oh, XLeads versus this software, because there's not one software that can compare to XLeads.
No.
The problem is XLeads is all in one. So you might think of a big software company, but they don't have a dispositions department. They don't have a dispositions section to get your deal sold. They don't have a CRM. They don't have a lot of the stuff that we have. They don't have email blasting, right? If we can compare ourselves to a dispositions software, they don't have list polling or any other things. And so we can't really compare XLeads with another software because XLeads is the only software that is truly all in one. So we're excited today to really break it all down. We'll go inside of XLeads just a little bit to show you, but let's kind of break it down from the top. List polling. Let's compare our list polling to pretty much any other software possible.
So guys, so you understand, data is data. And the idea of any type of software is to aggregate it for you and make it super convenient. So I want you to understand all this data is going to come from some sort of county record, the property appraisers and or tax collector site. That's where all data comes from. Now, all softwares are different where they pull. When you go into XLeads, it's going to pull in the most freshest, up-to-date data from these sources and get it to you in a format that you can easily read. And what I like most about XLeads is it quickly identifies if the property if it's a tax delinquent, if the property's vacant, if it's in pre-foreclosure, and it helps you quickly make decisions. You can actually talk it through with the seller while you pop it up, even on your fingertips on the app on the phone, or if you're in front of a desktop computer. Guys, listen. All these companies pull lists together. They all get the data from the same place. It really comes down to who provides the most cleanest, freshest, and easiest to read data. And can you use that all in one platform? One of the advantages of XLeads is you don't have to have 6 and 7 different windows open. You don't have 6 and 7 different training platforms, and you don't get 6 or 7 different prices. One of the most important things. You have to make a decision. Is the value there? Listen, the data all comes from the same place. The question is, the software make it easily for you, the wholesaler, which is what we specialize, and can you go from pulling a list all the way from dispoing it? I assure you, XLeads can do that exact thing for you.
So even in here, when we go inside of XLeads, like just go to lead pipes and property leads, the list polling, again, the data-wise, we're getting the same data as the big industry leaders. There's not one thing that's like, we have worse data. We're pretty much the same because we know that the big data companies just go to the big billion-dollar corporations for it, and we go to the same one. Now, the one thing for the list polling that I think we do have that is a little different is I think our UI is a lot better. Our quick list is really cool. Heck, I go out here and just choose a market, so pretty quick. I can go include and exclude. A lot of software companies, you just can't really quickly exclude active listings. I can include absentee owners without active listings. The filtering's pretty good. The filtering's simple and easy because we're not making it complicated. You're used to another software where there's like 15 different filtering and tabs. Like it's just too much. This one's easy and simple. We can use land, we cannot, years of ownership. And really, even if you want to get something crazy, like how many properties the person owns, you can go back here and exclude active investor owned. Will actually do that for you. And so what active investor owned does, which not a lot of softwares do on the list pulling section, properties that are considered active investor owned if the owner has multiple properties and at least one of those properties were purchased in the past 3 years. Now, the next part here is going to be the CRM. Now, we can just shut down the video now because any of the big industry wholesaling software companies don't have anything, right?
Nope.
They don't really have a CRM. And the ones that do have a CRM have what they call a built-in dialer or texting, and it's all fancy. The problem is you have to use Twilio, you have to have opt-out language, you pay for the minute, and yeah, the dialer is cool, but you have to pay per minute with the dialer, which I think is kind of stupid. We have other dialers that we recommend on the Flipboard YouTube channel, but really the whole functionality of a CRM is important. But these CRMs that have the built-in automations and the tasks that XLeads has, they're $170, $180. The cheap ones are like $150 a month. So really think about that for a second. To get a CRM, pretty much the same one that XLeads has, you have to pay $150 a month. Now, the one that has the quote dialer in there, it's a really bad Twilio dialer, in my opinion. And you have to do the 10 DLC and go through all that stuff. No good voicemail drops. And so the dialers that we recommend over at Flip with Rick are way better than that. And again, they're only like $100 a month, way cheaper. These dialer integrations with the CRM are just not worth it. And spending $160 a month on a CRM is more expensive than even the pro plan for XLeads. And so the list poll, like if you got the CRM, you have to get the list polling from another service. So you're stuck at like $600-$700 a month. It is utterly ridiculous.
So guys, I'm just going to give you a crash course on how to pull a comp quickly. And honestly, if you're a brand new wholesaler and you've never done it, or you're the most advanced wholesaler like me, I like simplicity. I want to get a number. I've always had a rule, 10 minutes or less for a comp. Honestly, with XLeads, I've changed my time to 2 minutes or less because a comp is just a comp. It's a reference. There's a high and a low. There's an average. I always tell you to stay on the conservative side. When you guys spend too much time on a comps, you manipulate it. Let me show you how this works. So let's just pick a random property on here. I'll just pick this one, absentee owner. So guys, what I do is I go in here and so I have my prospects. If you want to add the whole list, it's a big list on here. This is 2,200 people. You can select all, or you can select the page, or if you are very selective and you want to go through it, you just pick the property there and it'll say added to my leads. And then you go over to my leads. Now from this point, I can click on the address and I already have more information than most softwares are ever going to provide you. This just gives you a quick shot between retail rentals for, but what I want to do is I want to run and do a comp on it. So all I do is click the comparable buttons, really straightforward. You can be on the phone with your seller and it'll run you through it. Now remember, it's already given you a snapshot of what you think it's worth. But if you want to go in a little bit more detail and you want to spend 2 minutes, simply here are all your filters up here. You can adjust them. So it automatically picks everything within 1 mile, 6 months radius, a single family home. And then basically this is your property right here. Now, if you just scroll over, you can look at everything from the year bought, the square footage. So, and it's going to go by proximity, which usually is the most important feature of a comp. So if I know I have a 3-2 and it is basically, I'm looking at the square footage. It was built in 2004 and the square footage is about 2,100 square feet. So if I look at my comp, this highlights all the numbers, all the factual information. It's a 3-2. And what I like to do is look at the total square footage under air, which is 1770. So I only got 2 minutes. So it's a quick thumbs up or thumbs down. You start with proximity.
Hold on.
So now we can do a simple comparison and go down here. So it's asking on this one. And the really cool thing is it gives you a plus or minus of the square footage over your property. Now I like to be within 10%, which is usually going to be like 200 square feet. That one might be a little bit more than you need. But like right here, if I jump down this one's only 99 different square feet. It's a 3.2.3 away. That's a good comp. I'll start with that one. You'll have to make a decision. 565 might be a little bit too much, but it is the closest property, so I'm not going to remove it right away. This one's 457 square feet. 1,007 is too much. I'm going to do a thumbs down. And then I come down to the bottom one. Now I have to look at the distance, and it is 0.4 away. I'm going to go ahead and click that one. And what it does, it starts to aggregate an average for you. And if you look up here, the average AVM on it is going to be 393,000. That's my comp, guys. I did it in less than 2 minutes. It's that simple. Now, if you want to download it, just click the download report and the report's being generated. And if you go back to your dashboard under your leads, so if I click on my property, if you notice under here, if I go under the document section, it already has your comp report. You can keep it in the file. You can print it. You can present it to someone. Guys, this is the beauty of XLeads. Everything's all built in one. No longer do you have to struggle doing comps. It's extremely straightforward. And remember, it gives you an ideal number to buy what the actual ARV is And then if you go back when you're talking to your sellers or you're trying to underwrite it, it will give you an ideal wholesale number. And we find the wholesale numbers actually, most of the time you're going to be above it. But if you get that wholesale number and the repairs are in line, it is usually a great deal. This is a great tool, even if you're brand new and starting out, but even if you're a senior investor like me and Zach, this is the tool to do your wholesaling business from start to finish, from not only pulling your list to going all the way to the dispo side and selling your deals.
You get an instant wholesale score. And so it's right here. It's a little bit below the MAO, which is just a point where we want to be on the price. But that part of the comping is absolutely amazing. Now, the next thing we got to talk about is the dispo features. Again, we have full dispo tutorials inside of the XLeads YouTube channel here, but no other software can really compare to the power of dispositions that XLeads has. Again, XLeads standalone is worth the price on its own, just being a dispositions platform. Other disposition platforms are 5, 6, 7, 8x the price of ours. Some get as expensive as $30,000, $40,000, $50,000. The one key advantage that XLeads has over the other software is we do not share your deal data. We do not publicly give out that you have a deal under contract like the other competitors have. And we instantly give you the best scoring for the top flips, hedge funds inside of XLeads that give you the unfair advantage. When you have a deal, you get under contract, you want to get sold, you put it through the Investor Leads X buyers list, you instantly get your top buyers right there, skip trace it, email blast them, dispo the deal, and you get sold as quick as possible. The thing is, a lot of these other dispo software companies are made to believe that you just put the address in and it gets sold. There's a buyer there instantly tomorrow. No, you still have to call them. You still have to market to them. And XLeads does the same thing. We don't promise you put the lead in and it instantly gets sold. Other software companies kind of make it seem like they do, but it doesn't. All they do is just show you the top buyers, just like XLeads does. That gives us the advantage. Every other software company is super expensive when it comes to dispo, but XLeads has the advantage of being all in one for the lowest price for the best data possible. And so even comparing our dispo with any other software's dispo, we have the most elite one because our algorithm to find the best flips off of gross profit that you can filter on your own makes XLeads the ultimate dispo platform. Next, here are some other features. It's really hard to compare any other list pulling software because they don't have AI or AI scoring like we do. So the win goes to us. XLeads has a Drawing for Dollars app, but again, the point of this video is to compare it to other Drawing for Dollars apps. So really, it's a good Drawing for Dollars app. I would say that is maybe a weak spot in the software that we are working on. It works. Inside the dashboard, you have an ability to scan a QR code, download the app, and it works pretty good. You can pop up your address, you can pop up your area and click a property, add it, and then it gets instantly added to your contacts inside of XLeads. That's the really cool part about a Drawing for Dollars app. You're scrolling, you see the property, you click it, you add it, and instantly goes inside of the CRM of a Drawing for Dollars lead. That is the power of XLeads. It's not crazy, it's not fancy, and it comes with your XLeads subscription, even on the basic plan here. The one thing I will tell you is go to your settings and you need to connect both the apps together. But overall, it's an amazing app. And again, we can go forever about all the other things we have. XLeads has the best list stacking. People have these filtering data companies where they'll spend $200 a month. We literally do it with AI, figuring out in a zip code if the list stacks more than once, if it shows up as a pre-foreclosure, if it shows up a high equity. Heck, we even have an internal probate scraper. Do you know any other software that has an internal probate scraper that actually works? No, XLeads has it. But I'd like to add that probate scraper is kind of in a beta, so it is for the AI section, but it's not publicly available just yet. You can upgrade and get the liens data, which does have a beta of a probate scraper, but it's not 100% yet. It's still available though.
So guys, one of the cool things about XLeads is you can actually do your email, specifically your email marketing, your email messages, all inside of XLeads. How frustrating is it when you have to go in your own separate email or you have to go into a separate software and bring it in and do it? You can actually, once you link your email account inside of XLeads, you can now communicate with your sellers and document the notes within the notes instead of trying to pull it out of your email address, sorting through it. Finally, we have a software where you can do everything in-house. Now, you got to take the time to set it up and get it going correctly. This will help you with your marketing efforts on the autoresponders. Also, when you go to dispo your deals, if you have your cash buyers already set in there and already opted in, you can instantly blast out your deals. No longer do you have to waste time bouncing between multiple softwares. All in XLeads, you can click a button, you can market in there, you can sell your properties. Guys, this is powerful. So guys, some other softwares include skip tracing within the account or part of the account. Some of these services can be of lower quality, but at XLeads, we believe that the best, most up-to-date information saves you time. That's why we offer it a la carte. Most of the time, you guys are going to pull these lists to get your cash buyers or some individual leads. Our skip trace is the highest quality information you get because we believe you need to get it right the first time. The last thing you want to do is be calling on bad information. So we give you direct, accurate information. It's a la carte, so you choose how you want to use it so you get the best return on your dollar.
Exactly. And our skip tracing is 7 cents. You got to remember, there's a lot of bad quality skip tracing that costs 12 cents. You might think it's better, but they're trying to make it up because sometimes they give the data out really, really cheap. So they'll charge you 10 cents, 11 cents for the data when it really only costs them a penny. We're giving it to you at cost. It costs us 7 cents to skip trace it. So that's how much we're charging you for it, to get the highest quality data for the best price possible. Guys, look at any other software. Do they have the best quality list polling? Do they also include the best CRM possible that is auto-populates the lead data from the list source? No, it doesn't happen. Do they have a Dispo platform also included with it? Do they have AI list stacking and scoring, a drawing for dollars app, list stacking, email blasting for sellers and buyers, and the highest quality skip tracing? It's not possible. The only thing that was possible is us coming out with XLeads. The reason you don't see any other software with it is because we're the only all-in-one wholesaling software. Guys, XLeads takes the cake versus any other software. If you want to learn more and actually get XLeads right now, make sure you go to XLeads.com. We have a phone number there. You want to call, you have questions, support emails. We're here to help you for wholesaling real estate. Also, let's compare this. We actually go live, the owners, every single Saturday at 10 o'clock on this YouTube channel. Find the owners doing that for support, just helping the people and helping the customers out with support. You ain't going to find it anywhere else. Guys, check it out, xleads.com. Again, these are the founders reaching out to you. Zach Ginn here.
Rick Ginn here.
Have a blessed one. We'll see you soon.